and welcome to the Homemade Podcast Sports. This is your host, JayPops. And welcome back to the Homemade Podcast Sports with your host, JayPops. Guys, today's date is Sunday, November 1st, 2020. We are officially one day removed from our game that we just had with Arkansas on last night. The score for that game was 42-31, Texas A&M. Once again, I told you guys what my predictions was. I predicted a 41-17 win. It was 42-17 in the third quarter. So, I mean, hey, I was almost dead on point accurate with it. Like I've told you guys before and after. I do research on every team that we play against. When I make these picks and when I say what I say, I mean what I say. And that's because I do the research. You know, I go and dig deep. I dig deep into the entire game and the entire team that we're playing. So one thing that I've noticed is this here, and I've noticed this for many, many years now. It's a lot of people that does not like hearing the truth. To all of the Arkansas fans that was looking at the video and everything, I just want you guys to come on back. I'm gonna keep on. I want you guys to come on back. Come on back and hit that subscribe button, because the simple fact that I'm not going to tell you guys what you want to hear. I knew what I was talking about when I was talking on those last podcasts. I was telling you guys the truth. I just want you guys to continue to hear me out. That is it. I wasn't going to tell you anything that was not true. Now, of course, Arkansas put up 31 points, and of course, 24 was scored well after the game was out of hand in the third quarter, and then it went up to 24, and then Felipe Franks threw another touchdown that made it 31-42. That's fine, but I just wanted you guys to know that what I said was true. Arkansas fans, You guys' team is not ready yet. You guys aren't there yet. That offensive line was everything that I said it was. Inconsistent. It was inconsistent. I just want to throw that out there. The defense, I guess since after the bye week, but then again, they may have just met their match. I just want you guys to understand. Now, did I know that Kellen Mond was going to be that efficient on what he was doing last night? Hell no, I didn't. I did not know that. And I wasn't the guy that predicted that neither. I did not know that. But I did say that pass defense was going to test that offensive line, and it was going to test Kellen Mond. But I also said that Kellen Mond was going to test them right back. He wanted to see were they really the number one pass defense in the SEC. I'm going to tell you like this. He only came away with about 260 plus yards. But he had 3 touchdowns, and he was 21 out of 26 on the number one pass defense in the SEC, in the top 5 pass defense in all of college football. You want to know how many turnovers they had in this game? 0. I'm going to say that once again. They had 0. That was the best I've ever seen Kellen Mond, despite that Florida game. Now, that Kellen Mond was the best I ever seen. That was the senior. I told you guys, that was the senior Kellen. To the offensive line, because it wasn't all Kellen Mond. It was the offensive line and the running backs. Isaiah Spiller, young man. That's a grown man amongst boys. He was pass blocking as well. And when I go to the highlights and things like that, I want you guys to look and see what I'm talking about. Look at how the way Isaiah Spiller was picking up blocks. I told you guys over and over again, our depth chart is long. And it's built to last. That depth chart was built to replace people when needed. So I'm going to say this, speaking on that topic. Remember when all the opt-outs happened and guys supposedly were getting ready for the NFL? I said what I said, and I meant that. And the statement I made was this here. The recruiting class that Jimbo Fisher was bringing in, which was the number 4, number 6 class, and we're on our way to probably having another top 10 class. Those guys that were coming in was pushing people out the way. They were just easing up. Those guys came in to push people out the way to create a winning formula. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of those guys opted out and some of those guys' opt-outs were for real. But I know for sure, and I'm going to say it once again, that number 4 and number 6 class came in ready to play. You hear what I'm saying? They came in ready to play. And if you weren't about playing this year or going forward, they were coming in to take your spot. And when we get down to those highlights, one of them is already on the rise. And I told y'all about him. One of them is already on the rise, and it's our running back, the true freshman, Devin Unche. That guy's for real. How the way that guy ran through 3 of Arkansas defenders like it wasn't nothing. That guy's for real. I told you guys, man, we're getting deeper into the season now, and it's the second half. What did I tell you? You're going to need a depth chart now. Jimbo Fisher just showed you. Also, to everybody that wasn't on the A&M train, I just want to welcome you guys to the party now. This A&M team here, no, this A&M team is for real. That was 42 points. Everybody said, oh, man, with Jimbo Fisher in, that's coach that's going to score a lot of points. Well, Jimbo Fisher's just officially rewritten the script. Now it's time to play football. I told you guys that we were on our way. And I told you guys that we were coming. This A&M team is for real. This isn't a fluke. This is not a fluke. This A&M team was for real. Later on in the season, now you're seeing that offensive line is starting to be better than what I've ever seen the offensive line be under Jimbo Fisher, head coaching, tenure, period, anywhere. He's only been head coach at 2 schools. What, he been head coach for like 10 years now? I've never seen an offensive line this good for him. Never. COVID-19 or not, this is the best offensive line that I've ever seen Jimbo Fisher have, and this is the best offensive line I've ever seen at Texas A&M, period. Those young fellas have a mentality, and the broadcaster said it if you guys wasn't listening. His statement was that offensive line has a mentality of, you aren't going to touch our quarterback, and that's that. 0 sacks given up in this game once again. My God, we have went through officially 5 games in the season now with only 2 sacks. That's elite. I told you guys, you want to play with the elite ball clubs? Well, you're going to have to be elite somewhere. We have an identity. And I'm going to tell you this here too. That identity is being balanced. That's a balanced identity. We can run and pass. And when we can run and pass, that's dangerous. Welcome back, Ezekiel Jones. That guy there was the difference maker. We were missing somebody on that wide receiver court, and that guy there is the difference maker. If you guys looked on when, what's my guy name? Number 0. If you guys looked at when Aniyah Smith scored on that touchdown, that receiving touchdown, and when they went back to the bench and the camera was on the whole offense bench, the wide receiver bench, and if you guys didn't see, I got a glimpse of it. You guys should have got a glimpse. Moose Muhammad was over there, people. Moose Muhammad III was over there, people. I saw that jersey. I said, oh, shit, there they go. I want you guys to know this here. That wide receiver room is deep. It's competition in there. That running back room is damn sure deep. There's competition in there. That quarterback room is about to get deep. It's about to get deep. This team, this Texas A&M team, is coming into the new decade with the mindset of we want to win football games in the SEC. This is an SEC school, so let's make it one. No. I've heard everybody say for the last 8 years now, SEC, Texas A&M need to go back to the Big 12. Y'all still a Big 12 team. We need to go back to the Big 12. Well, I'm telling you like that. We're here to stay. We're here to stay, people. We're here to stay. That 42-21, that 42-31 win against Arkansas, that was a statement win. That was a statement win to let you guys know that no. We took a bye week and we came on back. We ain't lost it. We ain't lost it. I told you guys y'all was going to start to see the depth chart. Didn't I tell you that? I told y'all that y'all was going to start to see the depth chart. I meant what I said, people. I meant what I said. You guys are going to start seeing the depth chart in here. Voila. There goes the depth chart. We're deep. We're deep. The defensive backs, you guys still got a lot of work to do. You know, you got a lot of work to do. But you guys held your ground. Okay, you know, you guys played fairly good. I understand, you know, after the game got out of reach, it started kind of being like trash points, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you guys held your own. All right, defensive line, kudos to you. We didn't let that run game get up. No, we weren't happy. So I just want to give you guys a couple of news, and then I'm gonna release it into the what Jimbo Fisher had to say, and I'm gonna release it into the highlights and things of that nature. So a big update. Most of you guys have already seen this. 2 brand new commitments, and this guy was on us highly, and we was on that guy highly too. Amari Daniels from out of Miami, Florida, committed to the Aggies on Saturday. He was a highly regarded 3-star running back, but a fast 3-star running back, just like you guys seen with number 6, Devin Unche. He's just like that. He's just like that. I'm going to say that once again. He's just like him. He's fast as him. As fast as him. All right. Also, a 4-star athlete, Keith Brown. So both of these guys were teammates. Both of them are teammates over there in Miami, Florida. Both of them just committed on Saturday. I'm going to say that once again. Amari Daniels, 3-star running back, and a 4-star athlete, Keith Brown. Teammates, both committed at the same time. Texas A&M University. We now have 14 commits, and we have now moved up to, I believe, number 14. We now have the number 14 recruiting class in the 2021 cycle. Okay? There's still a whole lot more to go. LJ Johnson, that's the high 4-star recruit. We still in a battle for him with Texas. Understand this. We're not going to stop recruiting. I love recruiting. I love it. We're not going to stop recruiting, all right? And we're recruiting the shit out of running backs lately. We have been recruiting the shit out of running backs. And there's more to come. There's more to come, which means what? If you put those guys in the right position, those guys are going to be unstoppable. It's going to be a fight for the starting spots. All right? It's going to be a fight for the starting spots. And we're not slowing down. We're not slowing down, man. We're going to keep on going out and getting guys to come in. That's just the way it is. This is recruiting, people. That's just the way it is. You keep on getting talent. So I'm going to give you guys a statement on this. This is what Amari Daniels said. I like the system and what they've got going on for the next few years, Daniels told Gig'em 247 as to why he chose the Aggies. They're doing a good job now building the program back up now and have a ton of talent. I like what Jimbo's got going on with his offense. I think us adding a few South Florida pieces to it, it can help even more to bringing a championship. We're coming to win. I told you guys. Say, man, these kids aren't playing. So when that guy made that statement, I thought of this here. Jimbo Fisher may be on his way to having the first ever having the first ever Florida, not just Miami, having the first ever Florida / Texas recruiting class all under one roof. Who's the top 2 states when it comes down to kids being recruited? Texas, the state of Texas, and the state of Florida. I want you guys to let that sink in and think about that. Think about if we put Texas and Florida kids together under one roof. Do you not know how much god darn talent that is? No. I'm going to say that once again. Do you guys not know how much talent that is on one team? That may just be what it takes to build a winning formula. Now, don't get me wrong, Alabama is going to be Alabama. They're going to do what they have to do to win. So what Nick Saban does is he goes all around 50 states and goes and grabs the top 5 kids out of each state nationally. All right? He has a winning formula over there. That's that. What we're getting at is with Texas A&M. How can they build a winning formula? Believe me, you can still go all around state to state and go nationally. But what Jimbo Fisher is doing is consistently staying down south in his own state, using his own recruiting ties. He's still going for the top kids in the state of Texas, but he's also shifting over to Florida and adding those guys as well. He's trying to put both of those guys together and say, voila, here we go. Let's go and do it. That is a down south formula. That's what that is. That is a down south formula. Credit to that guy. He's going to do everything he can to bring this Texas A&M football team up and win. So, let's get it. So, anywho, we have now moved up in the AP polls to number 7. We went from number 8 to number 7 after Oklahoma State got taken down by Texas Longhorns. They were number 6, and the Longhorns upset them. So we've now moved up to number 7. The team that has now moved up to number 6 is Cincinnati. And I can't take nothing away from those guys. Those guys deserve to be at number 6 because they've just been dominating everybody that they've played so far. So, I mean, hey, it is what it is. And, we'll keep on going along after that. But once again, 42-31, Texas A&M wins over Arkansas. Everything that I said came true. That was true. Also, we now have a realistic shot at 9-1. The next people up on the schedule is South Carolina. We're not overlooking them, and we never overlook South Carolina. The next one we have after that is Tennessee. And then after that, we have Ole Miss. And then after that, we have LSU. And the last game will be Auburn. Auburn is the checkbox on the list as well as LSU. Those 2 games there are the circled games. LSU, we still remember that ass whooping that we took from y'all, 50-7 last year. We haven't forgotten. Auburn, we still remember that win that you guys got at Kyle Field. We haven't forgot that. We come to you guys field. And you damn sure best believe that we got y'all circled. We'll come. LSU, we been had y'all there circled. We'll come. Y'all whooped our ass, and we, like I said, we haven't forgot that. We took that personal. And we're coming. We're coming. We're coming hard, too. So, anywho, let's go ahead and get on into what Jimbo Fisher had to say after the game. And here we go.
Proud of our team. The competitive nature of our group was very good. Didn't get a score the first drive on that one. Thought they grabbed us, but they didn't call it. And then they scored, man. Got momentum, took it straight down. Yeah, us answering back was huge. Then we got to stop. Then we answered back again. Then we scored. After we scored 6 straight drives with 6 straight touchdowns. And I thought our offense just competitively just kept matching that thing. And then the defense kept getting his feet on the ground. We moved the ball. They moved it. Then they got a couple stops in the red zone, tight zone, and then got down to it. But our competitive nature to keep matching, keep playing no matter what the circumstance, play the next play, play the situation was very good. So proud of our guys. It's a big Southwest Conference Classic, excuse me. And what we're doing, getting a rivalry game in Arkansas. That game with us is always a dogfight. I mean, it doesn't matter. Two rivals go at it like that. And very proud of our guys, the way we competed and scored points, didn't have turnovers. Defensively did what we had to do, we needed to, and got out of the victory.
All right, your first question is from Brent Werman with the Houston Chronicle.
Jimbo, wanted to ask you the importance of Hez Jones' return to the lineup and what that means to your receiving corps.
Well, I mean, the experience to do different things. He's been in games. He's played well. It's great. I think it was great to get him out there and playing. And the multiplicity of being able to move guys around and move him around because he knows all the positions too. So you can game plan guys and get matchups and things you want to do. That was very big getting him back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next question is from Zach Taylor from WTAW.
Yeah, Jimbo, you had made mention of no turnovers tonight. How imperative was that with Arkansas coming in, leading the conference in interceptions?
Well, they were creating turnovers, and we're going to need them because they kept scoring on us, so we had to have them, and we had to change the momentum of the game. And like I say, that's the other thing. When you're in a game like that, when you're match, and then you get a turnover, man, that can change the momentum quickly. And the other big play in this game that I thought was just as big as a turnover was us getting the stop right before half on the drive by our defense, which I think was very critical in the game.
All right, let's go to Owen Buchanan from Texas.
Yeah, hi Jimbo. A couple of things. First of all, if you just speak to the success on third down, both offensively and defensively, Kellen's team particularly sharp all night, but especially on third down.
He really was. Two things. We were 7-11 on third down on offense, man. We were converting, and the last was the only time we punted until we got to the fourth quarter. Those conversions at the end, and we had one of them was a drop, I believe. We had a drop there. We could have had an 8 out of 11 till we got to the end. And our defense, 3 of 11 getting off the field. I mean, those are critical things. And the other part for us, too, was scoring 4 out of 4 touchdowns in the red zone. But that was big. And like I say, third down is always a critical part of this game. And Kellen and our offensive line, our backs, our receivers, everybody, tight ends are all doing a great job on third down.
And, I know you're going to have to look at the films and everything, but just from off the top of your head, is there anything that you were frustrated with tonight or that you feel like you should have done better?
Yeah, we didn't win 80-0. I'm not joking about that. I mean, I'm always frustrated. We don't score every time. We don't stop them every time. I mean, I joke. But I know we know we gave up some things on defense, but they played good situations there. I didn't like the way we finished the game offensively. Our 4-minute offense, the last 4 out of 5, 3 out of 4 games, 4 out of 5 games, we have been able to run the clock out those last 4 or 5 minutes and not give the ball back. And we had a couple of errors there and miscommunications that is uncharacteristic and didn't, even though we had the 6 scoring drive, I was disappointed there that we weren't able to run the clock out and kept giving them the ball back. You know what I mean? In those situations. Defense, I wish we hadn't give up that last drive, but, we're a work in progress. We're a long way from finished, and we'll just keep grinding.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Travis Brown from the Bryan College Station Eagle.
Yeah, Coach, with some of the criticism that Kellen Mond took early in the season, is it a little bit, do you feel a little bit justified in sticking with him and what he's been able to do when he accomplishes these records?
I didn't know it. I mean,
yes, tonight.
Hey, Chris, I don't ever read it. I don't ever pay attention to it. I know what he can do, how he can do it. I've always believed in Kellen. I've always felt very good about him. He keeps growing and growing each and every week, and he keeps playing better and better. So, I'm not trying to be we're going to do what we do. And based off the judgment we see in practice and who they are, and I've always thought he's a heck of a football player, and he keeps growing.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
The next question is from Jennifer Streeter from the Battalion.
Hey, Coach, you have multiple defensive players, milestone of 100 career tackles. How do you feel overall about your defensive performance tonight, especially Miles Jones and Keldrick Parker?
I saw Miles make a couple big picks. He almost had a big pick right there at the end. Well, I wish he could have held on to that one, but he played pretty good. Those guys are all making a ton of plays. Defensively, they're very opportunistic. They moved the football, but we got some critical stops in the red zone, tight zone down there right before the half, like I said. Second half there, once we got them under control there, got a couple stops and let us get that 3 and 4 score lead. So we're getting better and better there, and we'll keep growing.
Next question is from Robert Sessa from the Bryan College Station Eagle.
Yeah, Jimbo, I wanted to ask you about the offensive line. No sacks again, some good lanes to run, a couple holding penalties. How did your offensive line get better during the open week?
Well, we just fundamentally got back there. I think we had 3 holding penalties, if I'm not mistaken. We had 3 holding penalties, which was very uncharacteristic, and we had 2 in one. Let me tell you what now. We had 2 holding penalties in one drive and overcame them and scored a touchdown. That doesn't happen very often now. And that was a big play by our skill guys. But our offensive line is getting better and better. They're playing physical. They're communicate. One of the things that I think is critical is 77, our center, and all those guys. There's experience up there. The communications of getting hats to a hat, knowing what's going to happen before it happens, knowing how to game plan. And so in turn, that allows your technique to get better, and they're getting it. And I think the other part of that is being able to physically run the ball, and then Kellen's reading things, putting us in the right plays. He's getting the ball out. It's a combination of everything, but it starts with our offensive line.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go to JayPops from TexAgs.com.
Jimbo, you touched on it, but I'd love to get you to dive a little bit deeper into Tyree Johnson's sack on 3rd down just before the half. How huge was that to keep it to 14?
It was really big because if they score there, then they got the ball coming out second half. No matter how well you played, it's 28-28. So I keep telling people, you're up 14 points there, but you get to that. You got to get to that 3-score barrier. Then get to that 4-score barrier and all the things. That was a huge, huge play in the game. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if it was first half or second. Wasn't there a hold he got one time too? They held him. Was that second half? That might have been second half. So there was 2 big plays by him down the red zone that really helped out.
Yeah, he also had a pressure that forced an incomplete pass, I think, in the first half. And offensively, how close is Achane to becoming a big piece to the puzzle?
Oh, he is. I mean, I feel comfortable putting him in the game at any place, anytime. I really do. I have no problem with that. He can catch it. He can run it. He's blocking well. And like I say, at the end of the game, we're running the clock out. We got him in the game, too. I trust him enough at the end of the game with the game on the line. So he's becoming a big piece of what we're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next question is from Dudley Dawson from Hogs Illustrated, and then Mark Passwater.
Coach, talk a little bit about Arkansas's defense has been very optimistic with their turnovers this year. Y'all didn't give them any momentum. How important is that?
I think it was huge. I was worried when we got a couple holding penalties and got behind the sticks. You know what I'm saying? That's when they've been very opportunistic. Kellen, those guys made some really big plays there. We're very critical. But I think the other thing, we stayed in good positive down and distances most of the time. So he didn't have to take crazy risks and things like that. And I think we picked up, we did a good job of getting a hat to a hat on the blitzes. Because I'm going to say, Barry does a great job on defense. He's hard to go against, man. I'm telling you, he had to give me a headache all week. And he's very multiple, different personnel, does a really good job. And fortunately, we come out with no turnovers.
All right, we got a couple more questions on the queue. Let's go to Mark Passwaters at Rivals.com, and then Kirk Bowles.
Coach, Jalen had a huge night tonight with 92 yards and a couple of scores. You said Barry was really tough to go against, but it looked like you guys had great success finding ways to get Jalen the ball.
Well,
you talked about his performance.
I thought he did well. I thought, and he was blocking really good. He missed a couple there at the end, but he's learned to be a complete. We talk about his receiving, but he's learned to be a complete tight end. He's being physical, and that's big for him, and it's big for us because we have to have him do that. But he made some really big critical plays, the 2 touchdowns, and there was a big vertical route down there, got us down there right before the half. I thought was a big score. Once it went 21-14, 2 drives were critical in the game. I was going back to make it 28-14, and then getting the stop right before half, holding him to a field goal the first and second half, and then going right back and getting a touchdown and getting up 3 scores was critical, and he was a big part of all of them. He's really becoming a good football player.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Kirk Bowles at the Austin American Statesman.
Yeah, Jimbo, do you feel like your team is playing like a top 10 should look like when it's playing?
I don't know what a top 10 looks like. I just know we just got to play better than the guy we're playing. That's all I'm worried about, and keep getting better and keep self-inflicted wounds and the things down. We're far from a polished group yet. We got a lot of work to do. That's encouraging. We're still able to pull some wins out, and we got a lot of work to do to get better. So, hey, I'm just happy we're playing as well as we're playing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Coach, that's all the questions I got for you.
Thank y'all. Y'all have a good evening.
So in that interview, Jimbo Fisher said everything that he needed to say. And I like the topics that he had, the points that he made about, running the clock out and stuff like that, the time possession. And he just basically kind of broke the whole game down in a short amount of, minutes within what he was talking about. And I really like how he done that, man. That's why I said I'm so high on Jimbo Fisher, and I've been high on him ever since he's came over here. Hell, I saw him at Florida State, people. You know, but anywho, I like what he said about you know, being a top 10 team. You know, do we look like a top 10 team? I don't know how a top 10 team is supposed to look. And you know, I like how he said that. Also, I like when he said, you know, no, you know, I was mad because we didn't lay 80 on him. That lets you know that he knows that he has a team that can go really, really deep and score a lot of points if he wants them to, or if he needs them to. All right. Understand the Alabama game, we lost that, and people would give us crap behind that. Also, the Vanderbilt game. People will forever remember the Vanderbilt game because they just felt like we struggled. You know? But, hey, it is what it is. Like I say, man, we're now getting late into the season, and this is a SEC-built team. That's just that. Like a COVID year or not. And we're going to blame everything on the COVID year to why teams are looking like the way they are. You know, and me personally, I'm tired of hearing that excuse. I'm tired of it. Hell, we had opt-outs too. Shit. It's just for the simple fact we had an all-around built depth chart for when things like this happens. You know? So it is what it is on that, man. It is what it is. Like I say, Hezekiah Jones played a big part in his Texas A&M passing game, as well as Watermeyer. Him and Kyle Pitts are going at it, people. They're going at it for the best tight ends in the SEC right now. And it is what it is. Also, I still know that a lot of people ain't going to believe in A&M. You know, especially even after this win, a lot of people are still not going to believe. Oh man, that was Arkansas. You know, we're going to hear that all week long. But that was Arkansas. They aren't nobody. Hell, every time we win, it's an excuse behind why we won like the way we did. That's Arkansas, first year head coach. You know, they're still over there building. You know, things of that nature. But everybody had us as shit. It was gonna be a close game. Turns out it was a blowout come third quarter. We just basically had an advantage on a talent ratio. Overall, on the talent ratio, we just had a better advantage, and that's what I tried to tell everybody. Nobody wants to believe me. Nobody wants to believe me because this is not a professional show. I'm not a professional. That's all right. You know, hey, just like Texas A&M, I can turn you guys into a believer. You know, I will continue to do that. Once again, I'm not going to tell you guys what you want to hear. I'm not going to do that. I'm not. This is the homemade podcast sports. Homemade. This is me making it on my own. I'm not going to tell you guys what you want to hear. It is not going to happen like that. No, no, no. That is fraudulent. So, hey, it is what it is. But anywho, we're going to go ahead and get off into the highlights, you know, some of the highlights from the show. And that's going to be pretty much it. You know, I just wanted to kind of keep it simple, and, you know, we'll get ready for Monday, and I'll come back with a couple of more things that we can discuss leading up to the South Carolina game. So, you know, we're just going to keep it pretty short and simple. I'm going to roll it on into the highlights, and, you know, we'll just keep on going from there. But I thank all of you guys for tuning in. And once again, it's the Homemade Podcast Sports, people. Homemade Podcast Sports. Tell a friend to hit the subscribe button. That is what we want. Let's keep building this. Texas A&M is here to stay. I told you guys this once again. I told you guys that, hell, Jimbo Fisher may be on his way to building a Texas/Florida recruiting class for 2021. And so far on. So, you know, let's get on into it, man. Texas A&M, this is a new decade, and this is a new Texas A&M. Kellen Mond put on the show. Let's see what he does the rest of the season. Also, congrats to Kellen Mond, people, because he has now broken the all-time passing record, and he's also broken the all-time offense record with offensive yards. Of course, he is now past Johnny Manziel. So, hey, congratulations to you, my brother, and let's keep it going. Once again, it's the Homemade Podcast Sports with your host, JayPops. Guys, please follow me on Facebook at JayPops, and also hashtag Homemade Podcast Sports, and also follow me on Twitter at JayPops05 and on Instagram at JayPops2020. Once again, it's the Homemade Podcast Sports. I thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you. I wasn't able to have a special guest on this one, but I promise you, on next Sunday, I will. It's been a lot of guys that has been reaching out to me, but I've just been so busy and slumped with other things that I just may forget sometimes. So, hey, that's on me. That's my fault. Next Sunday, please, guys, if you're out there listening, keep on coming. If you guys want to be a part of the show, please leave all the information so we can get on into it. I'll be back on tomorrow. Hashtag Giga Magnus.
This is Kyle Field, home to the 8th-ranked Texas A&M Aggies, who will try to beat their longtime rivals, the Arkansas Razorbacks, for a 9th straight year. It's SEC Network football in prime time on Saturday night. Lynn Mond at quarterback, Lauren in shotgun formation as the Razorbacks won the toss, elected to defer, and it's Isaiah Spiller with a burst of speed, leading the conference with over 6 yards. Convert the first time they had one. Mond with plenty of time to survey the field, and it is caught. That's a first down, and it's the first time Hezekiah Jones made a catch since 2018.
Was injured before last season and in track.
On to look down the field, and it is caught inside the 10 and towards the end zone. That's a touchdown. Anaya Smith gets free, and Mond finds it.
Arkansas doesn't get a ton of pressure, but Bumper Poole was able to get inside of Isaiah Spiller. It didn't matter. Kellen Mond kept his eyes downfield.
Out on the field tonight. Goes as a 6-yard penalty, so the Aggies with a fresh set of downs at the 45. And it's a strike to Chase Lane, who's emerged as one of Mond's favorite targets. It's another first down. Saw has come out there on the field. Meanwhile, Spiller. This is the handoff to Anaya Smith, and Anais gets near the goal line, just shy inside the 1.
Looks like a touchdown.
These might both be touchdowns if this is overturned.
The ruling is a touchdown. The runner was on the body of the defender, broke the plane of the goal line with the football. Please reset the game clock to 34 seconds. 34 seconds on the game clock.
Franks. And Felipe is in trouble, and that ball is batted down, goes out of bounds. It'll be 4th down. You see the pressure there by that Aggie defense, forcing the 4th down. That's Tyree Johnson.
They have got there late. You know, Felipe Franks, he hitches once, and the clock ran out.
48-yard try by the 5th-year senior Duke transfer A.J. Reed, and he pushes it to the right. Reed has been automatic inside 40, but from 48 he can't convert. He is in love with calling a football game, that's for sure. 3rd and 6. Mon has so much time and space, and he delivers a perfect ball to the big tight end Weidermeyer. They had to blow a whistle for him to stop moving forward. Arkansas have made significant progress from the way their teams finished last season. 2nd and 6. Spiller inside the 45, but another flag as they try the left side.
Just got back from a hamstring injury.
Number 55, offense. 10-yard penalty, replay, 2nd down.
It's Kenyon Green, who's kind of involved with the previous holding penalty. He bounced Dan Moore's guy outside and solely, and this time, watching the overreaches, I don't know. I gotta tell you, I don't know about that call. He had him reached. He put him to the ground. I don't see holding on that play at all. Showing pressure.
Mond. It's a strike again to Weidermeyer. It's a first down.
Arkansas walks up and kind of mug the line of scrimmage with Joe Fouché and Bumper Poole.
Personal foul. Face mask, number 13, defense. 15-yard penalty added at the end of the run. First down.
You see Bumper Pool up in the line of scrimmage, then drops back into zone coverage. Weidermeyer just kind of settled in right behind the linebackers, and in front of safety Joe Fouché comes in.
It's 11th play of the drive for number 11 to the end zone. Touchdown, Weidermeyer. Kellen looks like he wants to load up. Doesn't like what he sees under, so he takes off, stays on his feet. First down. That's exactly what you were just talking about. A guy that has tremendous understanding of where.
But a pretty dangerous runner as well.
One heck of a leader, too. First and 10, likes what he sees this time, and it's Weidermeyer again. Riding the Razorbacks all the way near the 5.
He's 265 pounds. How are you going to get him to the ground? You better bring a friend. There's Weidermeyer again. And it's sitting there right between. He got 3 deep effectively. Hudson Clark is carrying some hogs with him.
Bring a friend? How about bring 5 and you still can't get him down? This is Spiller, and Isaiah gets a touchdown.
There's your answer. And A&M's done it twice now. Punch, counter punch. Isaiah Spiller again finding it on the back door. We saw Greg Brooks make a nice
49 yards. He missed from 48. Plenty of leg, but hooks this one. He pushed the first one and hooks the second one. And Arkansas comes up empty. This from 34. And this one is good. New score 28-17.
Capitalize on those drives to be able to answer.
Kellen has plenty of time to get this one to Lane. And soft coverage down the field yields a big play. Chase is inside the 25.
So follow him over there to the field side. Singled up with Chase Lane again at the top of your screen.
Spiller's back in, but he's covered up to the end zone. Weidermeyer's open. Touchdown.
There's some pretty good tight ends in this conference. Jalen Weidermeyer, Kyle Pitts. I don't know. I like Weidermeyer a lot too. See Kellen Mond takes a shot.
See if Mond can move the chains on this 3rd and 7. And yes, he can. Man, that was a bullet. The ball does come free at the end as Smith. Let's see if they say he was down.
And runner down before the ball coming loose. First down.
Receiving core becoming more and more dangerous for the Aggies.
Spiller. Incredible ability to just weave his way through traffic there. Bumper Pool makes another tackle.
Setting up a block for the guys in front.
First down run. How about they step back and move back towards the middle of the field that Spiller made? Let's hope he's okay.
I think he landed on the football at the end of that one. Huh? Maybe not.
Foot in the ground. It always makes me nervous. It's a 1st and 10 as A-Chain gets to get a few reps. And look at the freshman go! Touchdown!
And another touchdown for the Aggies. A couple of broken tackles. I count 3 in the open field. CYHA has really caught the attention of this Aggie roster.
And thank you guys for tuning in to the hashtag Homemade Podcast Sports. Please, guys, subscribe to the YouTube page and also follow me on Twitter at JayPops, on Instagram at JayPops, and also on Facebook at hashtag Homemade Podcast Sports. Thank you guys once again. Hashtag Giving Aggies.